What's up, guys? This is episode...
Whatever.
I don't care.
It's 24.
Shut up. You're going to lock us in. I tried to move episodes around. You don't know. Maybe you do know. Did you know? Doug, call us out on it.
I was going to say, Doug's the only one that actually pays
Doug
attention
might
to the
catch
numbers.
it. Doug, our Lord and founder back there.
Yeah. Right there he is. We would love to have him here in person.
The Doug.
Someday.
Maybe we could, remote the Doug. Could we remote the Doug? We've remoted the Noah. Hopefully you can't hear the air conditioner. I'm leaving it on. Don't care. It's nice background noise. It's fine. Doug will love it. Pick on it, Doug. Anyways, we talked about Doug long enough. Anyways, that's our sermon. So today we're going to dive into some of my complaint stories. It is the complaint department. Kind of got a little away from the complaining
we're going back to the original idea of the complaint department, and Joe has some fantastic stories to complain about today.
Right, speaking of Doug got me into it. He's like, you're the one that gripes all the time. I'm like, I want to start a podcast. He's like, for what? Or I was like, but what? You got to be an expert in something. He's like, you're an expert in bitching.
Yes, that is Joe. If you've ever joined our Discord late at night, you can hear Joe bitching from the other room.
I get upset. And it's logically a reason to get upset. Like, I'm a nice guy. But then they just keep poking the bear, and you're like, dude, where's my hat? I don't have my hat. Everything's going to shit.
You also don't have your mushroom shirt.
Losing control of the podcast.
Doug can't see you anymore.
Sorry, Doug. It's all my fault. It's all going to hell. We are still releasing shorts. So, but yeah, welcome to the podcast. We're going to gripe about the story here. I think, should I dive into it?
Well, let's start off with this story. I am aware of what happens. So this story that Joe's about to tell is a complaint that is well deserved. And it started on a very interesting day at work when he just wanted to get lunch and get back to work. And I'll let him tell.
Right, it wasn't a big deal. It's never a big deal. Everything's supposed to work out just fine. So we're hungry at work. I go to get it, and it goes. Gets exciting. Trust me. People like the story. But anyways.
But it does also tie into the fact that we bitched about app ordering before, too. Because did you not order through an app for this?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So
that ties into everything else. And then this story leads into this story, the second story. So stay tuned for that one. Doug, I think you've heard this story, but I don't care. He'll like to hear it again, maybe. So I'm telling all of you the story. Really, is who I'm telling it to, because this needs to be documented. And I give a fair play on either side.
Yeah.
This is all truthful. Everything happened. That I'm about to say. It's in print, So yeah. Start of the story, no big deal, right? Go on the app. Everybody went on the app. Everybody at work went on the app, made our order at Rudders, and went over there, got the stuff. No big deal. I usually do have trouble with the app, but that day I did not. It actually took my order. I think I spent everybody does the 45 minutes of renewing your password, right? You're like, no, I don't remember from app 742 on my phone. I don't remember the password. I didn't save it either.
Yeah, the last time I ordered from you is the last time I created this password. So I don't know it. I don't remember it. LastPass stole it. I got to go get it from somebody else now.
Not to go on a tangent, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
I was thought about it. Anyways, not to go on a tangent. Yeah, stick to the story, Joe. Pizza Hut, right?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Okay, sorry I went there.
I got their emails lately, too. We'll come back to Pizza Hut at the end.
Nope, we're going into it now. All right. I clicked that stupid email that said no more passwords, and they're like, go sign in. And I'm like, I did. And I typed my email address in, and I hit enter, and it said, your account doesn't exist. And I'm like, then how'd you email me?
Exactly.
It's like,
yeah, I got the thing. It said, we're going to switch you to phone numbers. And I'm like,
yep.
Why? You already have my phone number. How about you just fix it?
I'm like, you're making it worse.
The worst ordering app, and I know we're on a tangent, but the worst ordering app that I've ran into
How'd that happen?
is Subway. Subway, for the longest time. Now,
they have a mobile app?
They do.
Oh.
Now, I used it one time because I was trying to save money because they had those deals like if you use the app, you save this much. Dude, they made it impossible to get that coupon that day. I signed up for an account, and then I went to log in, and it was like, technical error. And it's like, you need to email Subway. There is nobody at that email address. Nobody reads it. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck.
Dude, sorry, I just saw myself the Subway app. I've never Subway apped. I've other apped, right? But like you're in the line, right? And then you come up and they ask if you want tomatoes, and you answer on the app, right?
I mean,
then,
you could do that.
Do you want onions? No. Like, you move down the line.
I mean, you could, but in this case, I was ordering it ahead of time so that I pull up, it's done, I ain't got to worry about it, whatever.
Right, it's already soggy in the bag. You didn't have to
ask
them.
Same reason you were. You were like, hey, I want to go, I got to leave work, I got to go there. I don't want to spend the extra 20 minutes telling the person what I want. I don't want to spend the extra 20 minutes standing in front of the screen, so I'll do it here real quick. I'm going to send it in, just pick it up in whatever bag it comes in and go back.
We just want our days to go smooth. We're trying to make it smooth.
Yeah.
And then they make it rough, and you're like, you deserve this. Like, and then like you give them I give them an opportunity to fix it.
Plenty of opportunity.
Plenty.
So let's start with.
All right. Start back at the beginning.
Joe was hungry this day. What did you order?
I never get hungry.
What did you order?
This was actually there's a little bit of backstory on the story. I got to tell it because I made the order and I made chicken fingers and French fries.
Yes.
Right. French fries and chicken fingers because that's. At the time, because of my dietary restrictions, we'll go into it. That's all I could eat, right? So
yeah, your stomach was having a lot of issues, and it said, "I don't like things except for what children eat."
Yes, exactly. Like chicken nuggets, which is normally me, anyways.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I make the order on the app. We go. Everything's sitting there. Everybody takes their order. We go back. Open my order. Everybody opens their order. I open mine. I pull out chicken strips, right? And then jalapeno poppers.
Yes.
That's not it.
Which would not have worked for your stomach.
I was going to say that
would have been the first fuck up that Rudders had made that day. Had you actually not paid attention somehow and eaten them, your stomach issues would have gone uncontrollably and sent this into a whole different direction.
Oh yeah, then it would have been like, here's the ER bill.
Yeah.
Because I would have been an idiot and think a jalapeno popper is a French fry and
I mean, look, I don't know, but I'm just saying
we didn't need to take it to that level. I didn't even know it was going to take. So we get back, right? My order's screwed up. Wow, right? Who cares? You're like, well, I'm not going back. It is down the road, but it's work. You only have so much time for lunch. You're like, whatever. I'll just throw them out. It's whatever.
Yeah, no big deal.
Who cares? So I think they got it screwed up with my other co-worker's order. They just did the order twice or something like that. Whatever.
They made the jalapeno poppers twice and no French fries.
Exactly. So that's what happened.
Joe just doesn't get his French fries, but he gets his chicken nuggies.
So what? So what's Joe's story about? Who cares?
Well, no. The best part was at this point, Joe's not really upset yet.
I don't care.
So Joe's like, no big deal.
Come on.
So Joe eats his nuggets and he talks to his coworkers and says, hey, anybody want these poppers? No, throws them away. So at that point, he's like,
I also threw away. There was also an egg roll.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There was 3 items in the bag.
And then he goes, I'm going to go take a shit or whatever.
No. This was when I got home.
Oh, okay. So Joe leaves
I finished my work day. I was at home. I was
okay. See, I didn't know that. I thought you did it at work.
Oh, no. This is dude, I already forgot.
So this is hours later.
Oh, yeah. I didn't care.
Okay. So then I now know the story even more because Joe's driving home or the car's driving itself, whatever.
No, not yet.
Yeah, you hadn't had the Tesla yet.
This is 24.
Yeah, so you hadn't had the Tesla yet.
Oh, no, I would have.
Yeah.
Right?
You would have, yes.
Yeah, I would have.
So the car drove you home. Joe had this beautiful day, got his food, missed some French fries, whatever. Car drives Joe home. Joe gets here.
I honestly forgot. I didn't care anymore.
No, but
at this point,
Joe's
after
home,
lunch, I'm thinking about work.
This isn't the first thing he brings up when he gets home. He's not like, Maddie, they fucking took my French fries. He doesn't care. Doesn't he? Not even on his mind. He decides he's going to go take a shit. And you were in the shitter when?
So, I'm taking a shit, and then, ding, you get that stupid, hey, let us know how your visit was email. It's generic, right? You're like, all right. And I'm like, I'm bored, taking a shit, got nothing else to do.
We're going to spend time here anyway.
So, I fill out the form. The form's like, how was your food? And I would have been like, better if I got my French fries, right? Next question, what could we do better? Put the French fries in the bag, right? I answered everyone like that to be like, you were missing my French fries. I think the first one I said my order was missing my French fries. And then the next one I was just like, you missed my French fries.
Yeah,
you're
not carrying this over. AI hadn't started doing customer service surveys or anything yet.
Right, exactly. So I was like, and then they were like, well, if you had any issues, how could we make it right? And I was like, a refund would be nice. That'd
or
be
a
fun.
free French fry coupon.
Right. I think I might even said that. I know I said a refund would be nice. I was like, okay, it's like, at least for the fries that you didn't give me.
Yeah, right.
And then the other things that I couldn't eat because of my stomach issues, right? So I filled that out, right?
Yeah.
But then I got
And at this
I
point-
got something else before this email, though.
Yeah, so you filled it out, and you weren't too worried about it yet.
Right.
It was the...
I was like, yeah, whatever.
And then it got to the point where Joe got a message back, either from the app or from a communication of it that basically said, "Hey, Joe, sorry to hear that you had a bad experience, but we don't believe that that's what happened."
Yeah. They were like, what happened? And I was like, well, I mean, I didn't get my jalapeno poppers, I didn't get my French fries, or whatever. Right? Is that what happened? Sorry, I'm getting confused. And it was a while ago.
Yeah, you didn't get your French fries. It started out that they just basically didn't want to give you anything or even acknowledge that you had a bad experience that day is how it went. They basically were like, oh, he submitted the form. And then they wrote back to you and kind of doubled down. They were like, hey, we checked out your form. We're not giving you a refund. And also, we don't believe you. Like, French fries or something our employees put
they
in the bag
might have
every
maybe
day.
I put the details in that form when it was like, because this was the first email I'm pretty sure I got back to them.
It is.
And their email, well, I don't know if I want to, they knew the details of the story, right? I guess I didn't answer them all smart ass. I actually gave the details of the story. Like, you didn't give me my French fries. But then I did answer some of them sarcastically. So then I got an email back from them. Good afternoon, Joe. I wanted to express our sincere gratitude for your valuable feedback and concerns. Your willingness to share them with us is highly appreciated. We reviewed the video footage. The district manager has verified that both items were placed in the bag. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
This is that double down. So Joe fills out a form, right? I'm filling out a form.
I'm at a wedding right now.
Shit.
I read this right before I was about to go in. Like, did you just fucking call me a liar? Did you just tell me that I got my French fries that I didn't fucking get? Like, I'm pretty fucking sure I know what a goddamn fucking French fry looks like.
My favorite is this first email right here is, it's like, oh, nonchalant, I don't care, I'm filling it out. And then you're like, I don't expect much out of this. Maybe I'll get an email with some kind of like coupon or something. Like,
I thought, here's your free French fries.
To send a fucking e-gift card for $5 or whatever, be done with it.
Right. Be like,
and they're like, hey, Joe, we love that you filled out the form. We don't like you, and we're pretty sure you're a cocksucker.
Right.
They're like, Joe must go around trying to get free French fries from every Rudders.
They're like, you're wrong, bitch. Like, no. The district manager has verified that both items were placed in the bag.
Now, as we've discussed, there were 3 items in that bag. There were chicken nuggies, there were jalapeno poppers, and there was egg roll.
So I am attempting to shoot a wedding that day. Hang on, Google's listening. I am attempting to shoot a wedding that day and not write this here email in my head. I'm writing it all day in my head.
I was going to say,
I honestly,
it's being written in your head.
I'm sorry to that. No, I made a great wedding video that day anyways, because I'm awesome. But, so.
This is stewing. So this is where the complaint department definitely was built that day.
You don't know, like, the sign. Like, right? You don't know who you done just called a liar. Like.
This is what, 2024? This is when the complaint department was established.
Yeah, this was the twinkle in the complaint department's eye.
Yeah.
So, I won't say her name.
Yeah, you can leave the name out.
Person's name.
Female.
Because remember their smart-ass response, right?
Yeah.
So, I want to express my sincere gratitude for the opportunity to also teach your district manager how to count. Honestly, I didn't think I would have to go into this level of detail for such a small issue that could have been handled very quickly, but I guess this is how you want it to go, so here we go. Your district manager may have seen items go into that bag. However, if they could count, they would have seen 3 items go into that bag. My chicken strips that I ordered, then the jalapeno poppers, didn't order that, then an egg roll, didn't order that either. Now, I've been dealing with stomach issues for the past 3 years, and then I can only eat a very small list of items that don't make me double over in pain. And because of my extremely restricted dietary requirements, I can't even get through these words. I cannot eat either the jalapeno poppers or the egg roll without extreme pain. But to get back to the items in the bag, these items may have gone into the bag, but I'm sure you are aware these are not French fries. So maybe your store needs better cameras along with people that can count.
Now, this is only...
That's one paragraph.
Now, if you guys have heard the A's Dallas podcast, Joe is into writing. He loves love letters. Joe writes long letters for everything. We're only 2 digits in here. This is 2 paragraphs in. And as you heard, this is now encapsulated because Joe's stomach issues have been going on for years. Joe actually lost a ton of weight just due to his stomach issues. So that was building on top of this as they were like, hey, go fuck yourself. You're not getting French fries, dickhead.
Oh, yeah, right. I can only eat a few things, and you took me those things. Just give me a coupon, damn it. So I also deal with customer service. Like, just give me the coupon.
We've all worked customer service.
It's not worth pissing the customer
off. And for $5, you spent more than that in labor sending these emails back and forth at this point.
Right? I'm like, so now we go into the next paragraph. So I've got multiple topics. Like, you can't count. You know, it's the wrong thing in there. Why are you being a jackass? So now, to address the fact that you just called me a liar. I am also a business owner myself, and for you to take the time to go out of your way to go to the district manager for a $3.49 item is amazing to me. In my business, if I'm going to call the customer a liar for such a minuscule amount of money, I'm going to be 100% sure that I'm right. Yeah.
Well, they were. They watched the video.
Yeah. And honestly, it's not worth the argument that could damage my relationship with the customer. I would have either just refunded the customer or better yet, give them a coupon for an item they didn't get, so they come back and probably buy more items with that. And you'll make more money. But you chose to call me a liar instead. So I would like to now call your district manager a liar because there is 0% chance that they saw French fries go into that bag. Mainly because I stated before, there were no French fries in that bag. And it was sealed with tape with my name on it. It had my name on it, and I didn't open it until I got back to work. And if the district manager did watch the video, as they claimed, why didn't they see 3 items go into that bag? Wouldn't that even in itself set off some questions in the district manager's mind? The district manager said they saw both items were placed in the bag. But there sure only be 2 items in the bag. There were 3 items. So, what was my grand plan here? To take the time out of my day to fill out your form that you sent me to ask my experience was to screw you out of $3.49 worth of French fries. To be honest with you, I have never gotten a response like this from any company I have ever given feedback to. If this is going to be how you treat me as a customer, our relation has come to an end. I cannot trust you anymore, and I cannot trust you anymore to stand behind your product, and apparently you don't trust me either. I will never be shopping at Rudders again, and will go out of my way to go somewhere else. Their slogan is, why go anywhere else? Because they will ask you for how your order was, then call you a liar for telling them. So for $3.49, your district manager has lost a customer forever. Enjoy your career of messing up people's orders. Sheets is better anyways.
Now, I agree Sheets is better. But the best part was I gave them a little leeway. I did say $5 when we started this, but it's $3.49. Now, here's the best part, ladies and gentlemen. So not only did he get that form, he filled it out. There is no way that form came back and said, this is Joe's order, this is the time Joe ordered, and these are his comments. So they got the comments, and then they had to do work and look up and see, what time was he here that day? He didn't tell them the receipt number and stuff like that. So they definitely did some work to find this video footage from this location. And at that point, it's worth more than $3.49. Like, I would have just done it as I'd have been like, I'll take $3.49 out of my pocket and be like, this guy's just going to be happy. Like, this is where customer service definitely went off the rails.
Right? It was like, that $3.49 is ours. We earned it by giving him poppers. Like, I was like, you didn't earn it. Give me the...
They're like,
I didn't care. And
don't worry, you didn't get
me.
French fries. We upgraded you. You got better than French fries.
Right.
You got stuff that was going to put you in the hospital, bro.
Right? It's like, we didn't give you French fries. We gave you knives to swallow. It should have been better. They're better knives. Kitchen knives. In their defense...
So your love letter went to them on Tuesday,
May 21st.
Okay.
And then on June 3rd.
That's right. It was time because we waited. We didn't.
I honestly thought
we thought this was done.
I sent it. I'm like,
Joe's like, I'm never going to hear from him
what
again.
am I going to get out of this? $3?
I'm going to Sheets. Like, this is never going to happen. Fuck them.
$3.49. June 3rd. I think I made it to somebody important.
Well, this is the same person you replied to.
That is true.
Yeah, this is the same person you initially replied to.
Yep.
That other switch up happens later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's more.
Yeah.
So we appreciate your recent feedback, and we deeply apologize on how your concern was handled. Your feedback affirms our dedication to maintain... Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So anyways, long story short, they apologized, which they damn well should have, and actually refunded my entire order of $11.11. Good.
Yeah.
Right? That's good. But I'm still pissed. So...
Well, let me see.
Actually, I took no more action after this, I don't think.
I thought there was something in this that definitely pushed you a little further, though.
No. I was like...
No, that's right. Yeah, because we were like, oh, this is done. And you got your refund back. And that was... You just figured it was done for at that point.
Yeah,
We figured
I was like,
nothing else was going to come of
all right, that's
this.
funny. Like, I sent this to you guys like, got it. Got my money back. Cool.
Wasn't it the fact that you kept checking your account and wasn't there yet?
No, I know what happened.
No, you got the money back. Okay.
I know what happened.
Okay.
And then one day I got a call from whoever manager, like the regional manager, I believe.
Yeah, it was the regional manager.
Yeah.
She had been out on maternity leave or something.
Yeah.
Of the
Oh,
nature.
that's right. She was out on leave, I think. So, or on vacation or something like that.
Yeah, she was on vacation or maternity leave.
Yeah, I got an email or a voicemail, and she said she was on vacation. Hey, I'm sorry, I just got this. I'm like, I didn't need to interrupt your vacation for $3.49, but somebody's fucking up around here. So she's like, I'll call you when I get back. And I'm like, whatever. I already got my money. Like, cool.
Yeah.
So we actually had a conversation, and it was like, I didn't want this to happen, but, and she's like, yeah, that's, yeah. It went off the rails, whatever. But it's a funny story. And then she told me she was going to add coupons to my account to apologize for the situation. That never happened.
The coupons never showed up.
I never got nothing. But I did get my $11 back, so yeah.
The best part is that I have a story that is very similar to this, where it was customer service gone wrong. So Best Buy had this thing where for a while they put out coupons online. Like if you were a special gamer club or whatever else, you could come get different discounts on games. I play some video games, not as many as you guys, but I do enjoy the Tekken series. So at one point...
Really? I never knew that.
I like the Tekken series. I like, those arcade fighter.
Oh, that. Oh, I was thinking something different.
No, Tekken.
It's like
Street Fighter,
it's
but
like,
Sony's version.
Kick.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey.
Why?
It's just fun. It's button mashing. You don't have to do anything else. That's what's fun about it. You don't have to worry about it. Just... And they do the moves on the screen, man.
Simple games ever.
Yeah. So
I hated those games. I'd always lose.
I loved them. So then it comes out. It's like, oh, the fifth one's coming out. Whatever, right? I'm like, I don't have that one yet. And then I get this thing that says, hey, there's a coupon for Best Buy. If you're in the Gamers Club right now, then you print this coupon out, you get $10 off the game, right? So the game is like $39.99. I'm about to save $10. I'm going to be a happy guy, right? I get to the store. The game's marked down $10 in store as well. So now I'm getting the game basically for $9.99 at the best. And I'm like, dude, this is the best deal ever, right? Well, it turns out the way it's written, technically I get the game for free because the price drop and how it's written on the coupon, I'm supposed to get the game at no cost then. Because they screwed up. They should not have sent out the coupon and the price drop the same day at Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
But I get to the register, And I'm like, I don't even care if I have to pay the $9.99. I'm fine with just paying the $9.99 that I intended to pay when I came in here.
Yeah.
Because I just want this game. At this point, they're like, hey, the coupon doesn't work. Where'd you get this from? And I'm like, well, I got it from your website, right? And
Best Buy's web.
yeah, from their reward zone site.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm like, hey, look, I'll show you where I printed it on your website. The assistant manager goes, no, people have been printing these all the time, copying them. I've seen these before. They're fake. You're trying to scam us. I'm like, trying to scam you? Like, dude, I'm willing to pay the $9.99. Like, I just want the game at that cost. Nope. Full price or nothing. I'm like, all right, well, whatever, douche. So I walk out to the parking lot, and I'm like, okay, I still have the coupon, so this is only the one Best Buy where I'm at. There are other locations around me.
Oh, you didn't buy the game?
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay,
I was
okay.
a little pissed that I got called a liar.
That can,
Same reason, right? Not pissed that I had to pay
upsets
for the
people.
game. Not even pissed that I would have had to pay full price for the game. Pissed that you told me that I made this coupon up, and I'm offering to go show you on your own fucking computer in the store where you can get the same fucking coupon.
Yeah.
And you're telling me I made up. So I'm pissed. I'm in the parking lot.
Steaming by now.
Oh, yeah. I call customer service, right? Customer service gets on the phone with me. Customer service is very nice. Customer service is basically like, hey, I understand what's going on. We screwed up. We should not have put the price drop out the same day we put the coupon out. No worries. Let me call the store and just tell them it's a valid coupon. So they call the store. This guy doubles down on customer service. And he's like, nope, it's not real. I'm not taking it. He's like, no, I'm telling you, I'm customer service. I have the customer on the line. You know, we will take care of this for you. And he goes, well, if you're customer service, why don't you just give the customer a gift card and then he can come get it for free? Basically, like, I don't give a fuck if he's right or not. I'm not giving him shit. So, like, they hang up on the guy, and the guy's like, dude, I've never had, like, this ever. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to give you a gift card so you can just go get the game. And I was like, look, if you do that, can I just go to a different store? Because I really don't want to have to deal with this guy anymore.
Anyways, right?
If necessary, right? So they're like, yeah. So I said, can you do me a favor? At this time, mobile phones weren't exactly what they are today. So I'm like, can you do me a favor? I already got you on the phone. Can you tell me the next nearest location that has this game in stock? I will drive there, right? So they're like, oh, it's in Lancaster. Cool. So I drive to Lancaster. I go in. Now I have this e-coupon or whatever to get the thing for free. And I get there, and I get the game. I get up to the counter, and the lady goes, hey, you know, right now they have a coupon on our website. You can get this game for free. And I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So I get the game. I get the game for free. I get the gift card that had a little extra on it for my time and, you know, whatever else.
Yeah.
So I leave, and I'm like, I'm really pissed, right? Because I'm now pissed that I go show up at the second store, and they're like, oh, hey, we know you're not a liar. Do you want this? And I'm like, why couldn't it have been that way at the last fucking store? So I decided to write a letter.
Oh.
I took a Joe maneuver.
Yeah.
I typed up a letter, and I said, hey, you know, I was in your store on this day, I said, I understand that it was a pricing discrepancy. I said, I did not appreciate being called a liar. I also did not appreciate the fact that you didn't believe your own customer service when they called you and said, this is a legit coupon, right? So I sent it off. Don't expect much out of it. But I did CC some other people that I figured, you know, I decided to go, and I was like, this is Best Buy, right?
Yeah.
So I looked up some of the district managers' emails and things, and I put them on the CC line. Well, I think it was like a week or so later, I got an email back, and it said, hey.
Takes a minute.
It does. You got to get the right person, right? Now, coincidentally, she was on vacation as well, which is why this guy was in charge of the store that day. So she's like, look, I want to apologize for your experience. She's like, you know, am extremely upset that it went down this way, that you feel how we treated you. And she goes, is there anything I can do to make this up to you? And I said, look, all I want is your assistant manager to write an email to me apologizing for calling me a liar and apologizing, you know, for basically the incident. And she goes, okay, I'll make that happen. And I'm also going to send you a gift card for some, you know, extra stuff just to make you feel better, right? And I'm like, that's good. You still got a customer. I will be happy to do that. I got that email from him, and it definitely did not say it the way I wanted it to say it, but it was there. And it felt good to know every time I walked into that store afterwards and saw him, because you're like, oh, you're not so cocky now, are you, dickhead?
Yeah, I would have had that thing framed on my... I'd have a t-shirt made.
Right?
And then go in with it on
So I
his
can
shirt.
definitely relate to this exact story, because
Dude,
I got called a liar too. And you're like, I don't even care about the money as much as call me a liar. That's what pissed me off, to the fact that I'm like, I will write a letter to your mother.
Right, and like for this too, like it was like you went back and checked the... You didn't just was like, this is a spam email, somebody messing around.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, we did the research and you're a liar.
We checked the video and
like,
fuck yourself, Joe.
What are you talking about? You did all that work. I'm just wondering, like, is that guy giving away too many free games, or what was going on with his day, man? Like,
I mean, my guess is that, now he did mention, like, even to the customer service guy on the phone, that I guess that they had been getting an influx of, online coupons that were false, that would basically just work. Well, make your system better. Like, make it so the fucking thing doesn't work if it's fake.
If it's fake, how does it scan? Like, usually with the coupons, you still have to scan the barcode, So, like, it doesn't make any sense.
That told me that their system had SKUs in it that people just were able to manipulate.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not a me problem. That's a your system sucks problem.
Yeah, exactly. But I haven't been to a Best Buy in a while. They're expensive usually.
Well, they're different now. So the time I went there, this was when Best Buy was still like relevant. So they had like things to fix computers. They had things to do certain things.
Yeah.
Now it is basically just a audio visual TV warehouse with computers in the back, and they sell some games.
Yeah.
Because other than that, it's really just a giant warehouse of shit these days.
Yeah, like I have no reason to, and I feel like when I go in there, everything's going to be overpriced. So like,
oh, for sure. Like the only reason I go there,
Best Buy is the worst name, because like
it's not a Best Buy.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like the only reason I still go there today, and it's very limited, is if I need something that I know they carry and I can't get it somewhere else that day quick. So
yeah, that's true. Like if I would go there if I needed, I needed something specialized. Like if I needed like something a little bit out of the ordinary, something for my camera maybe, and it's like, oh, it's a shoot day and I got nowhere else to go. Like we have had that happen, and like somebody goes there and they get a very specific cable. You're going to pay for it, but like
they have it.
It's like similar to other companies. Like they've got the thing, but it's going to be a little more pricey,
Yeah.
It's like,
for the convenience of having it on
the convenience, right? Like Rudders, right? They're close by here. They're going to have
why go anywhere else?
Yeah. It's going to be more expensive probably than going to Walmart or something, but Walmart's way out there.
In your case, Rudders is quicker to get to than a Sheetz, so why go anywhere else?
Why go anywhere else? Oh, good Lord. I'm breaking stuff. We shouldn't put that cable there. I can't handle it.
So yeah, Rudders is...
Well, at least both companies, I feel like, did make
That's the thing. I feel like Rudders and Best Buy in the end got to the correct people who took the correct responses. But the first line of defense, those people need to be taught customer service again.
Exactly.
Because, geez, man, like even... You and I worked customer service a long time before these incidents even had gone down, which is why we were like, really? Like,
exactly.
Like, I remember working for Hollywood Video, wiping late fees for people because their parents were in the hospital or some shit. Like,
oh man, you hear
those were a lot
all.
more than $3.49. Like, come on,
you hear them all, and
doesn't care, and they want the customer to be happy and come back. Like, they don't want to piss Joe off.
Like, I try my best not to upset people because it's usually in the end not worth it. They're going to say bad things about it. They're going to give you a bad review, which is going to harm your reputation, or like...
Well, that's the thing. As a business owner, you have that extra knowledge to know, like, if I do this, I'm going to piss that... And that's the thing. I used to work on computers, and I would go to people's houses to do computer stuff. So you're like, if I treat this person like shit, one, I'm not getting any other business. They're not going to refer me to anybody else, and they might not even pay me.
Right?
So...
If I treat them decent, there's a chance I'll make more money in the future. Like, just holding on to that little bit of dollars.
Them a little bit because I fucked up, and it was my fuck up.
If you screwed up.
That's how you get the customer loyalty to come back, because they're like, you know what? Joe is a small business, and Joe doesn't have the $35 to give me back for the gym membership that I didn't get to use because it screwed up or whatever. But Joe did it, and that's why I'm going back to Joe every month. That's what you should be doing.
Right? Like, who at Rudders cares about $3.49?
Exactly.
Like, who cares? Like, even at my business level, I'd be like, you did what? For how much?
Yeah, $3.49. Like, it was under $10. Like, that's less than a bottle of bitters. Yeah. You could have gotten a bottle of bitters.
I hate this podcast. So, where I was heading with that
we bring everything back around, man.
Yeah, was companies that eventually did make things right. However,
well, let's preface this with, I know what this is about to be, but we are definitely the complaint department, because you've had your incident with Rudders. I've had my incident with Best Buy. Noah had his incident with the hotel company that gave his rib away, and you now have
this story suspiciously soon
after the podcast.
I think Noah maybe had brought a curse.
Yeah, they watched Noah's podcast and they were like, fuck this guy.
That short little fat one on the end. We're going to fuck him next.
They're like, he must travel. He says he does weddings.
Right. So, I mean, it kind of ruined the middle of you kind of anticipate what's going to happen here, right? So, but
no, it gets better. How it gets there is the part.
Right, you get the teaser there. So let's back up a little bit. Let's preface where I'm at when this happens, right?
Joe's at a wedding all day.
I book this hotel 2 weeks in advance.
Yes.
Right? 2 weeks in advance. The details here are check-in 3 p.m., check-out 11 a.m. the next day. Right? So, I'm good to go. You know, I do this all the time. It's in between weddings. So then, in the between, I'm not coming home. I'm staying
because you're in Jersey usually. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I'm not driving all the way back home. It doesn't make sense. And usually the weddings are like really close back to back. So it's like, I don't have time. I got to dump the footage. I got to do all this stuff, right? Dump the footage, charge batteries, wash my balls. Like, I got to be ready for the next day.
Get ready for the next day, yeah.
Exactly.
Do it all over again.
So, first wedding is down in Long Beach, New Jersey, right? It's a little bit north of Atlantic City for, you know, I mean, most people, I think Atlantic City, you know where that is,
they know
right?
where Atlantic City is.
So then, which is about 2.5 hours from Philly, where the next day wedding is, right? So I'm driving all the way down, like 4 hours down for that first wedding. I got up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So, and then I worked until 11 that night.
Yeah.
Right? So, 11 that night, and now I'm driving back. I had to charge the car, had to get something to eat, and then charge the car again because, like, I need it for the next day.
Yeah.
So, like, I get charge enough to get to the hotel, and then don't have time to charge in the morning, so I'm going to charge it now, and then go to the thing. So, I'm driving along, you know, great, everything's good. Get to the hotel. Obviously, the part of the Star Walk-In. I don't even bring my confirmation with me because I've done this so many times that all it ever is, hi, I'm here to check in. What's your last name? Blah, blah. ID. Okay. Credit card. Okay. Here's your room. You're on some floor. Get out. Like, we're done. There's no transaction that needs to happen here. They usually don't even ask for this paper because they've already got it
they don't care.
On their side, right? All I get up and hey, I'm Joe. I'm here to check in. We do not check in people after midnight.
Why do you even have a person there if you don't check in people after midnight? That's my first question, right? So, like, why is the guy there if he doesn't check people in?
It was a girl, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, but don't mean to besmirch her, but why is she there if she's not, like, in Noah's case as well? Like, if you're going to be like, I don't check people in at midnight, why are you there? Like, that's...
First thought went through my head was like, no, like, come on. I've been doing this 12 years.
Yeah.
This has never happened. I heard it happened to Noah like a week ago. But I'm like, it's Noah. Come on.
His was a little different, though. They were like, you're not on the room, and he couldn't get somebody at midnight.
That's true. They had my reservation.
And you were on the room. And they knew you were on the room.
She had it. But because
she knew it was you.
I wasn't there by this mythical time of midnight, so I said, what? And she's like, yeah, if you're not here by midnight, we give the room away. And I'm like, I already paid for it.
So the best part is not only...
Like, that'd be like you buying a fucking car, and then, You didn't come. We took your money anyways and gave that fucking car to somebody in the fuck else.
No, the best part is she goes, we don't check in people after midnight, but if you're not here after midnight, we give the room away. So who'd you give it away to if you didn't check anybody?
How the fuck did you give it away if you don't check anybody in after midnight?
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. Fucking circle jerk. Loop. It doesn't make any sense.
She's trying to make shit up. Joe does not believe.
Right? And on the confirmation, it says check-in 3 p.m. There is no end time. No till midnight, whatever.
I'm going to look at this while you bitch, because Joe can't read, so if you've ever been there, Joe can't
You can read that whole fucking thing.
So
I had it
I'm
in front of me then. I
words
went to the
down
car
here.
and I brought it in. I was like, there's no time here. Here is the terms and conditions. It says nothing about midnight. Nothing. And none of that is in there.
It literally just says
It
all
says
bookings final.
from 3 p.m. to 11 a.m., that bed, air conditioner, shower, door, light fixture is mine. And you gave it away. You can't. I paid for it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it just says guests must be 21 and bring ID. I mean, they probably did think you were under 21. I mean, looking at you, but, you know, I mean,
Right?
other than that, you met all the criteria. You should have been able to get in.
All right.
There is nothing on this here that says.
So I say,
midnight.
obviously, you know, I'm like, so what? Give me your manager. Like, she's like, she's not here. I'm like, well, I didn't think she would be, obviously.
Right.
You know, you're just giving rooms away, you know,
At
willy-nilly.
midnight, yeah.
She's like, she won't be here till tomorrow. And I'm like, I'm working on it. What does that, okay. Like, what? I'm like, what is that? What are you, so like, I'm in damage. I'm like, my brain's about to freaking explode right now. Cause I'm like, I don't know what to do.
You're in Noah mode. You're like, I'm in the middle of a city that I don't live in the middle of nowhere. I thought I had a room secured. I fucking don't. And this place doesn't check people in for midnight. So how many places do I call that are?
This, for reference, this is the Quality Hotel in Philadelphia International Airport. So, fuck
Don't
them.
go there.
Yeah, seriously. They got
After
2
midnight.
stars, and I know why. Like, most of the, like, if you read the reviews, which I have done now, the reviews are, the room was stinky, or like, oh, it wasn't clean. I don't even care. I need a bed,
You're like,
a
I'm gonna
shower,
pass out
and an
go.
outlet.
Yeah.
Like, I do not care. Like, you're not getting a bad review because of whatever. Like, you could put me darn near in a closet, and I'd be happy. But you're literally throwing me out the door at 1:30 in the morning. And it is the Philadelphia International Airport area. So I drove then, like, I'm in damage control. What am I supposed to do? So I drove all the hotels around because they were, like, in a little block, you know? So I went to all of them. They were all booked, 100% booked. Like, most of them even had, like, a thing on it that said 100% booked. And I'm like, yeah, so are they! Like, I'm in one of mine! Some dickhead's got his balls on my sheets right now.
Yeah, he showed up at 12:01.
Fucking
got there at
right? He's just
12:04.
sitting there waiting at 11:59. Like, Joe's not coming. He's not coming. So then,
I imagine he walked in at 7. He sat down. He was like, hey, I'm looking for a room. And they're like, well, you know what? This guy hasn't showed up yet. He's supposed to be checking in at 3. If he doesn't get here by midnight, it's yours. You want to have a seat over there? They're like, 12:01. And then he's like, I got the room. And Joe shows up later and like, nope, his balls are on it now.
right? So I finally a place.
You do find a place that evening.
15 minutes away, I call. He's like, I got one king bed left. I'm like, it's mine. I'm on my way. He's like, I'll stay. He's like, I'll stay here till 2. And I'm like, you're not going to need it. And it's like, it was funny because when I got there, that guy.
There was a problem with the room, though, wasn't there? He said, I have one room, but there's an issue with it.
There's no room.
Oh, I thought it was no heat or something. Or
The issue was he was staying until 2 o'clock in the morning and then he was going home.
Oh, got you.
And I was like, okay. I'm like, dude, I'm going to be there way before that. So I get in my, obviously, I'm still in my car. So car, boom, get there. I get in and the guy literally goes, you got here quick. And I'm like, no shit. Like, dude, you said you had one. Like, I'm sleeping in your bushes if, like, this doesn't work out.
Right? If you don't show up with this, I'm
like, I didn't even ask how much it's going to be because, like, what am I supposed to? Not like I'm shopping for deals right now.
Right?
I don't have
drive the whole way fucking home.
I don't have a fucking coupon, right? So, because this hotel here, I paid $130, $138, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not good, not bad, whatever. But it ain't no Holiday Inn, right? That we're paying like $300, $400.
Well, if it was a Holiday Inn, you'd be in Noah's situation.
Holiday Inn, I'd have some
stuff as well.
right? Yeah. Holiday Inn, I'd at least have some comfy pillows or something, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up having to pay $260.51. because I was screwed. Now I've already lost out on sleep as well.
But that's not this guy's fault. We're not mad at him.
No, I'm not mad. Like, this guy gave me a room.
He stayed. He
But
let
now
you in.
we are at $260.51 plus $131.38. You add them together, it's like $400. Correct. I could have stayed at the Hilton that probably would have carried me to my room.
Yeah.
So, she said, sir, that is our policy. Remember back, back the car up when I was over there with the...
Our policy is we don't check people in after midnight.
Our policy that we don't check people in after midnight. Oh, wow. Turns out, if I was going to go to, what's that hotel?
Quality Hotel.
There we go. Okay. This is the same, what's the address, right?
Quality Hotel. They
45, right? They match.
They are the same one.
Okay, here, I'm booking on a Friday into a Saturday. Okay, what's it say?
3 p.m. to 11 a.m.
Where's midnight?
In between.
Nowhere? What does this highlighted line say?
Your room will be held until 7 a.m. the morning following your scheduled arrival date. If you do not arrive and do not cancel your reservation, your credit card will be charged one night stay. So,
what's that? No, you forgot the top.
Guarantee policy.
Guarantee
policy. Yes, this is correct. Yeah. So now we know she lied to you because her manager.
So I called her back and I said, that is not your policy. I am in a hotel now, but your manager will be hearing from me at the complaint department. So,
well before she knew he had a podcast.
I called. I didn't call on Sunday because, I was working all day.
Yeah,
no
you
way.
were still shooting.
Yeah, I was shooting Saturday. Sorry, but Sunday, I'm like, she's not gonna be. It's gonna be the weekend. How's she not here? Like, no way. So I actually called on Monday then, and wow, the manager's not here. I don't think she works there. I'm not sure. They're just giving rooms away to people.
Right?
Like, nobody works there. So she said she'll be here on Tuesday at 11 a.m. I'm like, not a problem. I even gave her
camped out.
I even gave her time to come in, take her shoes off, sit down, answer some emails. I called around 11:30, 11:45, something like that on Tuesday. So I called her and I said, how you doing? Had a bit of experience there. And she said, it is our policy. I told her the whole story, right? Just like I did you guys. Told her the whole story. And she said, it is our policy that if you are not here by midnight, you are a no-show and we give your room away. And I said, does that mean you give me my money back? Because you did not. If I don't call and complain, you're not going to give me my money back. So you sold me nothing. That is fraud.
Yeah.
That is fraud. I sold this. You bought it time to time, and you sold it to someone else, and now I'm coming. That is not. I said, that's what that is. She said, that's our policy. I said, show me it. Send me it. Email it to me. You have all my information.
Show me the written policy, yeah.
Email me the policy. She said, I can't.
Well, why not?
I'm like, the level of stupid that I'm fucking dealing with is like, you just can't make sure. You know what? My policy is I get to stay forever. I just get a free hotel room. That's my policy.
Well, I
didn't even write it the
your
fuck
own
down.
policy. It says Joe gets to live here.
Right? So she's like, there's nothing I can do. She didn't even have my credit card number because I booked it through a third party, like Expedia or whatever. So I booked it through a third party. She doesn't even have my credit card. She's like, there's nothing I can do. And I'm like, so I did call back the third party. They did give me my money back. However, I'm still out that $260. Oh, by the way, I forgot. It's not even like part of it. It is a little bit. But that other hotel, $260 hotel over here. Woke up that morning, no hot water. Had to also take an ice cold shower, which the guy probably saw me coming and was like, that guy, I'm turning the hot water off. He's hot already.
I thought when you called, he was like, I got a room, but it doesn't have hot water. I thought that's how it went.
No, and
so you were not aware.
Yeah, I told him in the morning, but I don't have time. I don't have any more energy to argue. Yeah. Like, I gotta go. Like, I gotta go to work right now. I'm like trying to get as much sleep. You people already starved me of the sleep I was supposed to get. I had to park my car in the remote lot.
Yeah.
Over across, there was grass growing up through. My car is the only one in the lot. I'm like, I'm not coming back to this car. Like, I turned on the security because I was like, I mean,
Somebody's gonna take it.
the way it's been going, like, I'm not
is not a
coming
good night,
back to this car, right? So, anyways, back to my phone call with manager
Marge.
Yeah,
We're gonna call her Marge.
Yeah, no names, right? So I don't even know the lady that shunned me away in the first place. So
Marge's minion.
I then said, all right. She's like, that's our policy. I said, did you make that policy? She said, no. The owner of the hotel makes that policy. I said, give me his number or her number. So I have been calling this person every day. And you know what? Let's try it.
So you haven't gotten a response yet?
Nope.
Oh God, if we do this is fucking gold right here.
Let's see what he...
It's riveting. Look, guys, if this pays off, this will be the best podcast you've ever seen. Joe's going to get live resolution on the complaint department, hopefully.
The call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
So, that's what I've been getting.
Yep, they just don't want to hear from you, man.
Yep. He did answer one time.
What did he say?
So I rung him again 3 times. He answered. I said, is this Mr. So-and-so, the name I got? And he said yes. And I was like, so this is Joe with, and I have a complaint, but they couldn't help me at your hotel. So they bumped me up to you to try and address my issue. I'm trying to address something here. And he says, I'm about to get on a flight. Can you call me tomorrow morning? I was like, well, okay. So I did. I'm being a nice guy. I don't want to inconvenience him. Maybe he's trying to get some sleep or, continue on his fucking journey. I wouldn't want to inconvenience him.
He's got to check in before midnight.
Yeah, right. So, yeah. So I texted him and everything. So I was thinking about the next phone call might just be, because I started looking up like small claims court stuff to see if it'd be worth it. So I
But you got
figured
your money back though, at least.
I got my money back
your
from
money back.
him, but I didn't get this money
Yeah,
back
yeah.
or the inconvenience.
Yeah.
And I'm at least gonna make a mean review of to tell people because if
they
you
already-
read any of their
They already have a
stuff,
2-star review as it is. So
yeah, I know, right? But hey, if you don't show up, they might give your room away. I'm just gonna say that.
Well,
If they're not gonna help me, I'm not gonna help
that's
them.
going to be the tagline of this podcast: is that don't check in to the Quality Hotel in Philadelphia after midnight. They will tell you to go fuck yourself.
Even if it doesn't say that anywhere, go to their website.
We're telling you now. That's part of the policy.
Yeah.
We're putting it down on this podcast since nobody else will tell you. The policy of Greater Philadelphia Hotel, Quality Hotel at Philadelphia International Airport, is do not check in any short motherfucker after midnight.
But you can give his room to somebody else. You can check somebody else in.
You can check anybody else in at midnight, give it away, whatever, and just tell them to go pound sand.
They had all my information. They had my email address. They had my phone number. That's how they looked up my reservation when I called them. I know they have that. They gave that room away without trying to contact me because I was done working around 11, 11:15, 11:30. So you could have called me. I would have answered. I was in the car driving to come there.
And
You
it wasn't
made
7
no
a.m.
attempt.
yet, so technically they shouldn't have given your room away because by that policy it said 7 a.m.
Exactly. Blah. So I have the reservation. I have their policy. I also have documented where I was driving, what times, how long it took me to get from one hotel to the other, and then how long I was there.
Hey, if we have any lawyers watching the podcast, let's put in the comments what Joe's chances of getting his $260 plus some inconvenience back. Because I'm pretty sure it's going to cost him a lot more than that just to make his ego feel better.
But it feel real good. But
I know, I agree with you.
I am too darn busy to
one
do
of those
it,
things where
but
you're
I
like-
have it all together if I want to.
You're like, I have all the information and I want to go after their nuts, but it's going to cost me more just to prove the point.
I know. Because I think the argument would be this is literally oddly double of what the other hotel was, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, well, they'll give you half back, but you're like, yeah, but I didn't get to stay there. But you're like, you did get to stay in a hotel room. I'm like, yeah, but what about the inconvenience of actually having to do that and then the stress to do it and then how much you took from me? And then maybe you would have been able to give me a warm shower in the morning where I could have griped about that, where this place was like, nah. It was
Not
funny
even
because I
that.
told the guy, and he was like, "Meh," like he knew, He was like, it was like the fakest. Oh, really? That I ever got. Like it wasn't sarcastic, but it was like, I know you know, like you know you're out of hot water. Like,
Dude, Jen and I, so we had a similar situation. This is not really a complaint, because I won't knock the hotel for this one. We did a similar situation. We were driving home. Her dad lived in Alabama, so we were driving from Alabama back to PA. We decided we were going to stop off halfway and spend the night, right? It was cold as fuck that night. It was cold. So we stop off in Virginia. We booked a hotel through booking.com or whatever. I did check in after midnight.
I do it all the time, dude. I do it all the time.
Hassle.
Most of these weddings don't end till 11. Like, it's very common.
The biggest thing was, the guy even mentioned, he goes, look, the room hasn't been used all day. Obviously, it's cold out. Nobody turned the heat on. So, like, when you get there, it's going to be cold.
That's standard.
But it was so fucking cold that it didn't warm up at all. Like, the heater wouldn't, the heater didn't do shit. We turned the hot water on in the shower and let the steam heat the room up a little bit. And then we just bundled up in our clothes and slept under the blankets because it just never got warm.
I've done that. But like AC wise, like it's been hot in the room and cold outside. So I'll be like opening the windows to try and cool it down. Yeah.
This was the opposite, but I don't blame him for that because, like, I get it. We showed up at midnight. The heat wasn't on all day. It's not your fault that it's not going to catch up quick enough.
Yeah.
But, you know, we didn't tell you what time we were going to be there either. That's not something we could do. But yeah, I could definitely relate.
Being uncomfortable to sleep is the worst, though. Like,
Dude,
the AC's at least got to bring it down to like 68-ish.
So
like, I got into this room and it was at least 80. But like the AC let me crank it down to 70, so I was like, or 60, and I was like, that'll get it.
So we
turned
had
the bathroom fan
bad
on.
experiences with hotels before. Ironically, the last 2 hotels that I've stayed in that I've had bad experiences in were with Rick. And I don't remember if Rick booked these hotels or if I booked them or whatever. But we're gonna say that I did just for sake, you know, whatever. The first one was we decided we were going to go down to Ocean City, Maryland for a weekend. We picked a weekend where everybody else was down there. So we had to take what we got, right? So we picked the cheapest room we could find, the only one that was still available. We bought it. Dude, those mattresses were so horrible to sleep on. I woke up in the middle of the night. Rick was in his Jeep, sleeping with the Jeep running, just like this. So like he's paying for a room. We're in the room. Rick's outside just...
It was because it was so cold.
No, it was hot.
Oh, hot. Oh.
Hot, and the mattresses are like fucking cardboard. They might as well have been cardboard. It was more comfortable to sleep on the floor than it was those. So that was that incident. But that was like I get it. We're there. We're during senior week or whatever it is. So like, no big deal. I get it. Not your fault, really. Kind of ours. The next one was we decided we're going to go up to Niagara Falls. Now, I'm pretty sure Rick planned this trip last minute. So if I bought the hotel room, I bought it last minute as well. But I bought this hotel room up in Niagara Falls. So we get up there. We're like, okay, cool. I did not realize how hot and humid it is in Niagara Falls until that day. Because you go into the hotel lobby and you're like, okay, it's, you know, not bad in here. But it is hot and humid outside because the falls are there and they're creating a lot of humidity. And it's really hot. So they check us into our room and stuff. So we get up there. The room AC does not work.
Oh.
Hot, humid, does not work. Thankfully, Lindsay brought a fan. So we had like minor relief, not much else. But I went down and had a conversation with the hotel. They were nice enough to say they didn't have any more rooms that evening. But what they would do was they basically brought some fans up for us. And they moved our stuff the next day to a new room that had AC. So they did rectify the situation because we stayed there for a couple of days.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So in this case, I couldn't complain because they did everything they could to fix the situation. That's how customer service should be.
Right. Like, there's some things you can't control. But giving away... I didn't complain that the room didn't. I just complained that you didn't give me anywhere to stay.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have like, oh, well, we have an emergency room that we keep aside for when we're a bunch of dingbats that we can put you in. Like, none of that. I remember one time I was shooting at a summer camp, and they were like, oh, yeah, just stay here at the summer camp. It'll be fine. You know, I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't go to summer camp as a kid. I don't know what that
You're
means.
just staying in a cabin with nothing. Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the funny part was it was one of them crunchy mattresses. Because it's like kids, right? They probably piss all over them or whatever, but it was like crunchy.
Yeah,
so, like, you can't...
It's waterproof, yeah.
So I'm like sticking to it. I like moved all the furniture to be like have the window with the door. I had the door wide. Like thinking about it now, I was like a bunch of kids. I'm like, I wasn't like naked, but I was like, I had my shorts on and stuff. But I'm like, kids running by. But I had the door just wide open because of the window to try and get some of the airflow going through there or whatever. So I had that experience where it was just super hot. Now, the company I was working with, they are like, this ain't happening, right? I don't think it was that night, but I think it was the next night. They're like, we can't do anything tonight because it's like,
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, we're gonna power through, whatever. But the next nights, we went to a real hotel, so
they took care of you.
Yeah, it was good after that, but it was just an experience. But then one time we bought a Groupon as a group of guys down in Mexico. And it was like, oh my God, we got that room so cheap. And it was like an all-inclusive too. So like we got it and like, it was like weird though. I don't remember the exact dates, but it was like a Tuesday to a Friday. Like it was during the week, right? So like I think they save money in the hotel because it's Mexico. It's hot. So they save money in that hotel by turning the AC off. Like
Tuesday
there was
through Friday.
nothing in the room. We called like all of our rooms. Like we had two. We had two. We had two rooms. AC didn't work in either one of them. Like it was like we called like and then like we saw the mechanic like coming down the aisle. Like just like he didn't give a flippin' flapper fluff. He knew he wasn't gonna fix shit because it was off. Like it wasn't happening. Like but they had like big glass windows out front. Just dripping in the condensation because of how hot it was. It was like, dude, it was at least 85 in that room. It was freaking awful. I do like that Doug clogged the toilet for him.
Nice. Good
job, Doug. Doug got him. Doug got him.
He made that maintenance man work.
Yep. Our savior, Doug, got him. So that was fun. Then we went to Machu Picchu and got pretty drunk. Well, oh my gosh, getting drunk and all-inclusive, that is impossible. At least on a Groupon rate, right? Like, there was probably more alcohol in this ice than it was in those drinks we were drinking.
So all of this complaints actually brought back up a complaint that I had one time. I don't know if have you ever heard my AT&T story?
I don't know.
Okay, so
We got to bring Cisco back.
Well, we can have Cisco back to talk about this story later if you'd like, but at the time, Cisco did not work at AT&T when this incident occurred. Cisco still worked for Blockbuster, I know for a fact, because I was also an employee there as well. I was doing dual duty. I was working at this job and I was working there. So I worked at a company that had AT&T as one of their providers that they give you discounts on your bill, right? Like, and when you do, you deal with their specific business customer service. You know, everything's good to go. It's a different department, right? So at the time, I had a family plan and it was me and Jen on it. And we were like, okay, we're going to add my parents to help save them some money, right? So I look into it and I'm like, oh, cool. I'm eligible to add 2 more lines to my account, right? And I'm like, at the time, I'm a young kid. So my credit wasn't that great. I just started fixing it. And I knew that when Jen and I signed up, I paid a security deposit, right? So I was like, I really don't want to have to pay a security deposit for these 2 new lines. So if that's an issue, we'll just find something else to do. So I go through the process. It says, hey, we can approve you for 2 lines. And I'm like, oh, I'm worried about the security deposit part. But it literally says in the writing, if a security deposit is required, the order will be canceled. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. I get it. Like, if my credit sucks that bad, you're going to cancel it, right?
Oh, okay. I understand, yeah.
So I'm all good with that. A week goes by. The phones show up. The 2 new phones show up at my house. And then I get a bill that has $300 on top of it for security deposit. And I went, I thought they weren't going to put the order through if there was a security deposit required. So I called customer service. They're like, well, your credit required a security deposit. I go, I understand that, but your website said you would not continue the transaction if there was a security deposit required, which is why I assumed there was no security deposit. And they're like, well, there's nothing we can do here. You're just going to have to pay it. And I said, well, that is not going to happen.
That's a hell of a business they've got there.
Yeah.
We're just going to send you shit and make you pay for it.
Yeah, I was like, that is not going to happen. So I said, here's what we're going to do. I was like, the bill's not due yet because I just got it today and I called you. I said, I need, the information to your manager.
Yeah.
So I call their manager. They don't do anything about it. So I was like, okay, whatever. At this point, I've had like 3 people at AT&T tell me that I just have to pay this and there's nothing I can do about it. And I went, that's not going to happen today. So I go to their website. I go back to the page that I was on, screenshotted that part that said, if there's a deposit required, we will not process the transaction. Screenshotted everything. And then I decided, can I take them to court? So I read through now I am the only person in the world, probably, that's read through the entire AT&T wireless agreement and found out that if I have a problem, there's an arbitration department. And they have a specific email, they have a specific address. And I decided that I was going to engage that department. So
How not employed were you at this time?
Oh, I was employed.
Oh, okay.
And here's the best part.
Because the less employed I was, because we could go into the...
We'll go to that too.
All right.
But this one here. So
I got another one.
I'm employed. I'm very employed. But I'm emboldened in my employer right now, right? Because I'm telling people at work about my experience. And I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. And they're like, yeah, that's stupid. That's not how this works. So I decide I'm going to take this one step further. We have a notary that works at our company. So I asked her, I said, hey, if I do all this and I write all this documentation, what would you charge me to notarize the document, right? She goes, you know what? This is entertaining enough. If you do all this, I'll notarize it, no charge. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I write a...
That's strange, but okay.
We were friends.
Oh, okay.
We were friends. So the entertainment for her was the fact that she gets to witness what's about to happen.
Okay.
Because she feels...
I'd do it for you. I'd be like, yeah.
She feels as well that I'm in the right. You know?
Yeah.
So I write a 6-page document with figures. Like it was like evidence A, screenshot. Evidence B, URL to screenshot. Evidence C, URL to this.
And this is before AI could help you.
Yeah, no, I wrote this all myself. I probably wasted work hours, so, whatever. But I wrote a 6-page letter, and I printed 3 copies of it. And I had it notarized I had all 3 copies notarized by my friend. And they were all legally notarized as everything in this is 100% accurate and truthful, and I've included all evidence to the contrary. I sent a copy, certified letter to their arbitration department. I held on to a copy because I still have it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Like, you have the email. I've got a 6-page notarized letter to AT&T, right? So then I send it also to basically like the local news or whatever it was at the time. It was one of those like, somebody fucking you over, call the news, we'll help you out, right? The news didn't help me, but that arbitration department got my letter, and within now here's the best part. So as the letter gets there, the bill's coming due. So I have a choice of, am I going to pay the amount and be out the $300 extra and then have to still try to recoup it on top of this, or do I just not pay the bill and potentially let them shut the phones off? So I get to the point, I'm like, all right, you know what? The certified letter's signed the day before the bill's due. So I know they have the paperwork at the arbitration the day before. So I call AT&T. I go, hey guys, I'm sorry. I need to request an extension on this month's payment for 30 days. And they're like, well, that's going to run into the next bill. And I go, no, that's fine. That's fine. We're okay with that. I'm okay with paying 2 bills. But I want to extend it. Because at this point, I'm all in. And I will win. So it's like, I push it back, and it's like a week later, I get a call from the district manager in my area. And he's like, hey, I'm sorry that this happened to you. I'm going to take care of it. They wiped the fees. They wiped all the late fees and stuff for the adjustment. They gave me some credits. They gave me a bunch of discounts and stuff, but they made it right to the point where he actually sent me a letter afterwards and said, here's my personal business card that if you ever have a problem in the future, just reach out to me so that you don't have to go through the rigmarole you did to go to the arbitration agreement, all that. But I fucking won. And I don't know if anybody else has beat AT&T for $300, but I can tell you it can be done. It does take time and it does take effort. Now, I was employed. I happily had the time to write this letter, but there was a time when you were not employed and you
I feel like I've told this story, though. Did I tell it on the podcast?
We've told parts of it, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we told the
I don't want to
Jebediah.
tell it again.
So we
if
told
everybody's heard
Jebediah,
it.
and we told how it happened. But we didn't tell all of the details that you did in court, I don't believe.
Oh, yeah. I did do that. Yeah, I did what you did, and I had the written up and all that stuff. So I'll summarize it real quickly in case I did tell parts of it.
We
again.
did tell parts of it. We
Yeah.
told parts that when we
Yeah,
got
for
home
the-
from the cop had pulled us over because we went around the do not enter sign because
Yeah.
there was a fire at the end of the road the other point that day. Joe was not pissed off that he got the ticket as much as he was the fact that this cop was basically telling him that does not happen. Nobody else drives through there. So Joe did what he does, and he pulled a me and a Joe.
Right? Like, yeah, after I don't think we went into what I did.
We did not do what you after
I
that, no.
got the well, did I tell... let me
You
summarize.
said that
I'm
you
going to
got
summarize it all
We summarized
real
and
quick.
you got fucked in the end.
Yeah, they blocked off the road for an unacceptable amount of time for where they were not working,
Correct.
right? So during that process, I tried to literally got all the way to the contractor that was running that job. Like, dude, come on. Like, living on the street, you're freaking killing me for like
Yeah.
months now, dude, that I got to drive around. It's only a couple days, right? I got pissed. He wasn't going to do anything. So I was like, oh, fine. Who can I call next? And apparently it's your state rep. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay. Called him. He calls you back. Can't do anything. You're like, word, what do you do?
Right?
So, word, like, all right.
Who do I call next?
Can I get a refund on that tax money then?
Yeah, right.
So anyways, right? Like, he's being a jackass. So anyways, right? Then I was like, I got the ticket. And I'm like, nah.
So you decided, you said, nobody wants to help me. I'm going to take the ticket. I'm going to fight it in court. Somebody's going to hear my complaint.
Somebody's going to hear my complaint when I don't have this place to go.
Yeah.
So, right? We need people like this. We need to find people. If you have a complaint similar to ours, on the show.
Yeah, this is
Come down
this
here
is our
taking-
Jerry Springer moment. If you have a complaint that you'd like to bring on our show, please reach out to us in the comments.
You got a similar story. Bring it to us.
Yes, we are always welcome to hear complaints.
So I put my booklet together of all the crap, all the stuff that happened. I didn't have it notarized because I didn't have it notarized, buddy.
I don't think that made any difference.
And it
but
didn't make a damn lick of difference, like, because I showed the cop and I showed the judge I had copies for everybody, and that didn't get me diddly dick, but I did get that judge to hear it, and that cop over there, the judge, I don't know what he thought, but at least I got to tell him that was stupid, it's unfair, he's abusing his privilege, and he is taking advantage of it, making our community miserable, Your Honor. He said, pay it anyways, and I did.
And that judge went, I went to that movie premiere that night, I saw Jebediah, you're paying that fucking fine.
Yeah, I would have gave him his money back for the movie.
He was probably sitting in the theater. He's like, you made me sit through that shitty movie. You're going to sit through this court and you're paying that fucking ticket.
Like,
bitch."
I know exactly who you are. So, well,
I feel like this was a good podcast. We went right back to our roots.
yeah,
Right back
this
to the
was
complaints.
Full-on complaint department. We should have had the button.
We should have. I do miss Noah, though. We are not getting rid of Noah. He is busy hanging out with his mom this weekend.
He's with his mom. His mom gave us the mouse trap
Yeah.
that's next to Doug.
And that sign over there as well.
No, that was Noah. That was Noah's mom.
I thought they were both Noah's mom from Noah.
I don't know. Noah, you got to come back and... I thought that was Noah's mom. That was Noah.
I thought they were both.
He got that at an antique shop. She bought that somewhere.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, we love Noah's mom. Noah's mom is extremely awesome. She watches our podcast, or at least the shorts on
Yes.
TikTok. She has told us she watches the shorts. She will not watch the long form, so she'll never see this
No,
unless
she'll
it
never
makes it to a
see
short.
The shout out.
Yeah.
Right?
But Noah's going to watch it because if he doesn't, he's not coming back.
Gotta watch it for. We're like Eskimo buddies now because we got thrown out into the cold together with our hotel room.
It would
When he
have been
comes
better
on
had
next
it been like
time-
the same hotel chain, though, and then be like, we watched your
Oh.
fucking podcast. Get that.
right? At least I have some, but I got 93 people listening.
Yeah, we have 93 subscribers. We're trying to get to 100.
Come on!
If we get to 100, we'll do something special. No
Every-
idea what it is, but we're going to do something.
I said this was my agreement. Every 10s place that we move, so like 100, 1,000.
Well, I know we said at 100 we're moving the set again, but
Oh, we are?
well, that was what you told me last time. We were moving.
Didn't say that with the camera listening.
No, but you said it.
I like my offer better. Every tens place that we move, 100, 1,000, 10,000, I'll take off a piece of clothing.
Well, you've already lost the hat.
We lost the hat because we went from 10 to 100. Anyways, so don't worry.
time.
Doug will eventually tell all his friends, and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah, Doug's gonna, let the bears sign up for us.
Right?
All his woodland creature friends.
Look at squirrels and shit listening. AI squirrels. Well, now we're just trailing off into nothing.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty good one. I felt energized. I needed to get some of this
I
out
felt like
into
this
the
was
world.
a good podcast to catch up on some of the stuff we hadn't been able to get into, because these have happened before. Mine happened years prior. It was nice to kind of get it out and just bitch about it for once.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can't think I've had any recent complaints that I can complain about. Most of them lately, like if I have an issue, they fix it. Yeah.
Right? It's the ones that they just drag it out for no reason. I mean, I drag it out too, but it's because you called me a liar.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like,
Don't call me a liar.
but the other thing is, as a
When I'm
customer,
not.
when I'm in a customer service role, my goal is never to call you a liar, because quite frankly, I don't know you and I don't care.
And most of the time, like,
And
it's
I don't
not
get
even like
anything
a small
special.
business. Like, small business is like different. Because you're like, I'm dealing with the dude, and I'm like, and then they're generally fair because, like, but because corporate was like, well, we're giving back too many $3.50, we need to stop that.
Well, that or that lady just decided she was getting, whipped that week, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to do something special, and I'm going to fix this. Their store got too many complaints about missing fries that week, and they're like,
Right.
this motherfucker.
We
is
made
going down."
$3.49 a profit that week, and he's trying to take it.
I bet you they watched that video. They were like, we gave him an egg roll and jalapeno poppers for fucking $3.49.
Right.
We are not giving that guy anything else. That was $7 worth of food. Go fuck himself.
And this manager,
We
thought
tried
about-
to call him live. He did not answer.
shocking.
That would have been amazing.
Oh my God! Right?
It would have been.
I was really
fantastic.
hoping for
I was
it.
going to say, what were we going to say if he did answer? We were going.
Oh,
We were ready. We'd have had this podcast.
I was
going
gonna.
for 2 hours.
I got documentation. I'm ready to go. Like, dude, you totally screwed me.
Oh,
Like,
he already marked
like,
you in
what
his
if-
phone as do not
Oh,
answer.
dude, he blocked me weeks ago. Like the phone doesn't even ring now when it goes. So, but I was thinking about leaving like a legal message. Be like, you'll be hearing from my lawyer next if you don't answer. But it's like, I don't know.
What does that do though?
I don't know. It'd be fun. I never got to say that before. It sounded like important and stuff. I don't have a lawyer, but we got AI now, so everybody's got a lawyer.
What did
Oh.
AI say about this?
I didn't put it in yet.
Well, ask Gemini. Let's ask Gemini what
What are we
you
gonna
should
say?
do about this situation.
Oh, I asked AI about small claims court.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to take it to
what
it.
did it say?
Yeah, and there were no fees, but I have to do it in where the not crime, but
Where the incident?
incident. Thank you. The incident happened is where you want to go to the court. So I would have to go back to Philadelphia to do it. So it's like wouldn't
Again,
it be funny?
Do you want to
though?
drive 2.5 hours
know.
just to make your point?
And it's
Because
like-
you could.
Right. I'm like, the hotel's there, but like I booked it here. So like I booked it,
Well, and Expedia's homes wherever,
Yeah.
California or whatever. But
So I'm like, guaranteed he ain't showing up though. And then, but I don't know where it goes from there. I'm not a legal expert. Like, oh, I get a judgment or whatever. What does that even mean? Like he's just
takes it out of his tax return.
okay, and then just doesn't pay it.
Joe gets $130 out of his tax return. That's about it.
Is that what it is?
They'll garnish, like if you get a judgment against you, like they garnish things like that usually. Like
Oh, okay.
they'll put it against like any future earnings you make off like tax returns or investments and shit like that.
I always wondered like how you get it because
But if
my
the
other
guy's
business
dead,
has
you
a
would get the
judgment,
shit, yeah.
but we never got anything from it. So like, But like he filed all the paperwork, so I could ask my buddy who did that and see if it costs any money. But
There's typically like a fee. It's like
a filing fee.
yeah, it's like
It
a
has to
filing
be.
fee. Yeah.
So it's like it's only
it's
like
usually-
200.
I think it's,
some.
I think
like-
the last time I looked into it, because I was going to do it for something else, but the last time I looked into it, I think it's the filing fee plus 10% of what you're trying to get back.
Yeah, the third party did refund me that, so
Yeah.
at least I'm not out the 400. I'm only out the 260 or whatever. The lady literally told me, though, on the phone, the manager lady, not the check-in lady,
Yeah,
the middle manager lady, she says, well, once you left here, you weren't my problem anymore. But you're the one who made me leave. Like, that is so mean.
I understand what she's saying, though. She's like, you were out of here. I don't have to deal with you anymore. She's
like that's
like that guy for your 260.
We don't say the quiet part out loud, though. Like,
well, she did because she don't live in the hotel and she knows he ain't answering. He said, "I'm getting on a plane. Go fuck yourself."
Exactly. He's like, "I'll see you in court."
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
I could. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it for the experience, like you said. I'm not getting anything out of it, but I might.
Do you want to spend
because
the time and
the money I spent at the hotel has been refunded. Yes, but I would count the $260 as damages that they caused me.
I don't know if that's how it works in claims court, but I can see your logic, but I don't think that's how it works.
I know, right? That's where it's like, nah. If they didn't give me my money back, well, if they didn't give me my money back, I'm just going to my credit card and going fraud because, like, it is.
I wasn't there, yeah.
I paid for a hotel room. You gave it away.
Careful doing that. I did that one time with Nintendo. Charged me twice
on
my PayPal account, and I tried to contact. I went through PayPal popped up and was like, "Hey, you got charged twice for this Nintendo thing," and I was like, "No, the second one's fraud, right?" Nintendo almost like disabled my account. I had to call customer service and get it re-enabled. They're like, no, you cannot do a chargeback through PayPal. And I was like, well, then don't charge me double. And they're like, you have to call us first to let us resolve it.
Dude, what if I booked a hotel with them and then canceled it like last minute?
Would it matter?
I don't know. Like called it fraud on the account. Yeah, anyways, I'm playing with money. Then again,
you're playing with your money.
Yeah. Dang it, still playing with my money. I need to stop doing that. If anybody has a creative way.
Yeah, I mean, and not a Rick way. Because Rick.
Not Rick! We're not going to light the building on fire, Rick.
We're also not shitting in their parking lot.
Not shitting in the parking lot. It's a hell of a drive. You can't get me arrested for doing the thing. Like,
if you have any other good responses of what we can do to get Joe his damages back for having to get another hotel that night, please put it in the comments. Let us know.
Right, because Noah... It was a company card, so didn't care. This is my money. They took it.
Joe wants it back.
I was trying to make money.
He needs bottles of bitters. If you have not watched other episodes...
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have bitters.
I was going to take that $260 and buy another sign.
He was going to buy a bottle of bitters, and we were going to invite Mike back.
Yeah! Mike! Get over here. He's not watching.
Mike, I will buy a bottle of bitters if you come back on. We need to have you on a second time. I would love it.
He's not coming.
We could try.
We could try.
All right, well...
But hopefully we will have upcoming... I don't know, your tattoo guy, huh?
We did talk to Paul. He said reach out to him in a month or so. He had some things going on, but
so stay tuned
interested
for that coming up eventually. Hey, if you didn't check out the one with the wrestler 2 weeks ago, check that out. That was awesome. I had a great time. Answered 1,000 of my wrestling questions.
Did, yes.
Also, none of you have ever met my cousin Craig. And it seems like 2 weeks from now, so we got one episode, and then
we are
the
trying
next one,
to get Craig to come on.
Oh my God.
I've never met Craig, but Joe talks about it like it's going to be an experience.
His stories. Like, I am so excited the way he tells it. He's a storyteller. Every one of those stories is just captivating. Everybody loves it. You're going to think he's drunk, but he literally just had a motorcycle accident, so he talks like he's drunk all the time, which is hilarious. And he's just an overall good guy. Like, all the stories always end with a ha-ha, right? They're not like, oh, woe is me, whatever. Like, funniest stories ever. Hopefully he still remembers them. He's getting up there in age. That's why I'm like, get on the show.
That's why we need to record them now.
Before you forget all of them. So hopefully we got that coming up. And then, I don't know, more stuff.
We're reaching out to other people, trying to get people on. And if you're interested in coming on, put your name in the comments at the bottom. Tell us what you do. Tell us what we should talk about and how to reach you. And one of us will get in touch.
There you go. Also, don't forget to send us all the telemarketers.
And if you've made it this far to the podcast, we really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, hit the like button, hit the share button, do everything. Get us out there. Get us moving.
Push all the buttons. Help us, please. Or don't.
Right.
It's fine. We're good. We're just in the basement.
Otherwise, thanks for watching, Doug.
Thanks for watching. Only Doug's left.